How many tech tools are you using right now that don't talk to each other? And I want you to be honest. You probably have a scheduling tool over here, a checkout platform over there, an email list you set up 6 months ago that you're still not sure connects to anything. Of course, you've built inside one platform that doesn't even integrate with your payment processor. And somewhere in there, you have a Zapier account that you set up during a YouTube tutorial that you haven't even touched since. And every few weeks, here comes somebody else on social media talking about a new tool, and you just have to add it to your list. Does this sound familiar? Listen, what I just described is not a tech stack. That is what I call a subscription graveyard. And the crazy part about all this is that most coaching business owners aren't struggling because they have the wrong skills, the wrong niche, or the wrong offer. They're struggling because the back end of their business is hanging on literally by a hope and copy and paste. I know this to be true because this is how I initially built my business. I was paying for platforms that I barely even opened. I was manually doing things that a $15 a month platform could do for me in seconds. I was in so many free trials at one point, I had lost track what I'd even signed up for. I had spent so much time researching tools and comparing features than I did building anything else in my business. The day I stopped adding tools and asking specifically what job does each tool need to do, that was the day that everything in my business started running smoother. And my business started running like a business. So today I am going to open up the full back end of my business. I'm going to share every single tool I use, what job it's doing, and why this tool made the cut. And I'm going to be sharing something with you at the end of this video that most tech stack videos leave out. I'm going to be sharing something that might make you want to close out every single browser tab you have open right now. And I'm going to be sharing something that might make you want to do something completely different. Let's get into it. Hey there, my name is Nick Scott. I am the CEO and founder of Her Income Edit, an online education platform designed to help women use their existing skills to build sustainable online businesses without quitting their 9-to-5, without the hustle, without the burnout, and without overwhelm. Real quick, before we get to the nitty-gritty, if you're watching this video and you have no idea about what it is that you would coach on, I created something especially for you. It's called 101 Coaching Ideas. It's a free resource, and it literally gives you 101 different coaching niches to help you choose the one skill that you've been given away for free. The link for 101 Coaching Ideas is down in the description. Okay, before I walk you through the tools, I'm going to give you a framework that I think is going to change the way that you think about all this. Because the question you should be asking isn't what do successful coaches use, because that question will have you chasing something different every 6 months. The question you should ask is, what exactly does my business need to do? And can this specific tool handle that job now? Because the fact of the matter is, every single online coaching business has to do 5 things: create content, capture leads, sell offers, deliver programs, and stay connected over time. That is the entire back-end operational system of every single online coaching business. And every tool I use in my business, it lives within each of those 5 jobs. So when you know the job that the tool is supposed to be doing, you stop getting distracted by every single new glittery tool that pops up in your feed. Instead, you ask yourself one question before you sign up for anything new. And that question is, does this tool make me better at one of those 5 jobs? Or is it creating a 6th, 7th, or 8th job that I didn't even ask for? That question right there has literally saved me thousands of dollars. And it'll save you from building a tech stack that looks impressive but doesn't move the needle in your business. Now, Let me show you what I use. Okay, the first job in your coaching business should be content creation. And I want to be real clear about something before I get too deep into this one. Your content is your silent sales team. Your content should be working while you sleep, while you're with your family, and literally your content should be working while you're out here living your best life. But creating content manually every single day, that is not a strategy. That right there is a plan for burnout. Most women I talk to are so exhausted from just showing up that there's nothing left to give when it's time to move someone closer to the sale. If that sounds like you, I want you to give this video a thumbs up. So here's how it works in my business. Every single thing for me starts on YouTube. YouTube is the anchor for my entire content strategy. Long form videos, my weekly uploads, my daily live show, Nick at Noon, they all live right here on this YouTube channel first. And once that content lives here on this YouTube channel, my content system takes over. So Clap is one of my favorite tools in my entire tech stack. It takes my long form YouTube videos and automatically identifies the most relevant content and breaks it down into short form clips. It adds captions, it formats them into vertical video, and within minutes, I have 10 or more Instagram reels that I can post right away. I don't spend my time scrubbing through footage manually to figure out what's going to make the best short form video. All I have to do is review and approve what this tool has already found. That alone saves me countless hours and cash every single week. Now here's the thing most people don't think about when it comes to live content. I just mentioned that I do a live show right here on this YouTube channel Monday through Friday at noon Mountain Time called Nick at Noon. It streams directly to YouTube, but I also want that live content to reach my audience on LinkedIn and Facebook. And that's where OneStream Live comes in. OneStream Live takes my YouTube live stream and simultaneously redistributes it to my LinkedIn and my Facebook account. So I literally go live once and it broadcasts to 3 platforms. So I have one show, 3 platforms with 0 extra effort. Now, TurboScribe is the tool that I use for my transcriptions. Once my videos are done, TurboScribe gives me an accurate transcription with the quickness. And that transcript, it becomes the raw material for all of the written content in my business. Blog posts start here, newsletter copy starts here, carousel captions, threads, any written content in my business, it starts with a transcription of something that I've already said. I cannot overstate how much this one step has changed the game for me. When most people sit down to write content, they sit and then they just stare at a blank screen. When you start from a transcript, the thinking is already done for you. And at that point, you're editing, you're not starting from scratch. Now, Canva is what handles everything visually for me. And I gotta tell you that Canva Premium or Canva Plus, whatever they call it, that is the single most best investment I have ever made in any of my businesses. Stock photos, stock videos, thumbnails, social graphics, slide decks, lead magnet covers. If it has a visual element in my business, at this point, it came from Canva. And the part that most people miss about Canva isn't just the design capability, it's the templating. And that's how you build a cohesive visual brand that looks like one person designed every single piece. And visual consistency can build trust before someone reads a single word. In Sprout Video, this is where my client-facing content lives. This is actually my alternative to Vimeo. So my course lessons, program content, anything I want my clients to watch inside their personal program portal, all of it goes through Sprout Video. There are no ads before a lesson. There are no distracting rabbit holes to take my clients down. They get the content and they get it in exactly the way that I want them to experience it. So there you have it. One long form piece of content, multiple platforms, multiple formats, and multiple touch points. And now that you know how I create, let me show you what happens the second somebody finds my content. The second job of my business is to capture leads. And this one matters more than most people give it credit for. A lead is someone who has literally raised their hand and said they want to keep in touch and stay connected to you. If you're not capturing leads in your business, you are building an audience that you cannot directly reach because algorithms shift, platform goes down, and reach fluctuates. But an email address you own, that is yours. So Wix is my website platform. And I want to say something about Wix because I see so many women overthinking this one decision, and it's not that complicated. I have been building websites on Wix since 2010. 2010, y'all. Wix handles my SEO, my landing pages, and my overall web presence. And here's the thing about Wix. I have never, ever needed to hire a developer to make Wix work for me. And here's the thing about all of this tech talk. The right platform for your business is the one that you're going to use. Okay, Kit, formerly called ConvertKit. This is where my opt-in forms live, and this is also where my email list is built. When someone opts into one of my offers or downloads a free resource, that opt-in form is powered by Kit. And the second they subscribe, Kit handles everything else on the back end. The welcome sequence, the automation, Kit handles the relationship building over time. Formally is what I use instead of Jotform to handle my client-facing forms, intake questionnaires, feedback forms, and even my onboarding forms. Anything a client needs to fill out via a form, Formally handles that for me. It's clean, it works, and it connects seamlessly with the rest of my systems. ManyChat, like everybody else, is what handles my message automation for me. When I drop a keyword prompt into my content and you respond, ManyChat is what delivers that resource directly to you without me even having to touch it. And that is how I stay responsive at scale. And Google Workspace is the unsexy stepsister and the foundation that holds all of this up. My business email, documents, shared files, and everything operational, it all lives in Google. It's not glamorous, but truly nothing works without it. And since we're talking about the foundation, if you want my full tech stack, it's linked down below. But keep watching because the next two sections are where most coaches are leaving the most money on the table. Okay, the third job, and probably the most important job your coaching business should be doing, is selling. And this is where I see most coaching businesses quietly leaking money. Not because the offer is weak, but because the sales infrastructure is not built to close. There's a real difference between having something great to sell and having a system that literally moves somebody from interest to investment. ThriveCart is my checkout platform. ThriveCart handles one-time payments, payment plans, upsells, downsells, and even order bumps. And the best part about ThriveCart is it is a one-time fee, not a monthly subscription, and I love that. ThriveCart has paid for itself more times than I can even count. TidyCal is what I use for all of my scheduling. Discovery calls, coaching sessions, live workshops, anything that requires a booking, it goes through TidyCal. It syncs to my calendar, it can collect payment upfront, and handles every confirmation and reminder automatically. I don't do the back and forth emails with anybody about what time works for us. I just send a link and the call gets booked. BreezeDocs is where my proposals, contracts, and onboarding documents live. When I send a client something official, it comes through BreezeDoc. BreezeDoc is professional, it's trackable, and it reflects the level of experience I want every single one of my clients to have the moment they say yes. Sales in my business don't end at checkout. I make sure the experience of paying, booking, and getting onboarded is a part of every single sale. And for me, I don't want that experience to be clunky or confusing because that plants doubt. And doubt is the most expensive thing that a client can experience in your coaching business. Once someone says yes yes to anything that you're selling, the next thing they experience is your delivery. And that is where a lot of coaches drop the ball without even realizing it. So for me and mine, the experience is everything. It doesn't matter if you're buying a $20 product from me or a $20,000 package. I make sure that my brand experience is smooth and memorable in a good way. Now, the fourth job of any coaching business is delivery. This is where transformation happens. And the platform you choose, it says something about how you value your client's experience before they've even opened the first lesson. Online Course Host is where all of my courses and programs live. It's built for course creators and coaches, so the experience is clean, it's organized, and it has everything a client needs all in one place. I've seen coaches try to deliver leveraged programs through Google or Dropbox. And listen, that totally works if you're just starting out. And by just starting, I mean for your first 1 to 10 clients. And I'm talking about within a one-on-one setting. But Google Drive and Dropbox, they do not create a premium experience. You will never see me teaching a workshop or a course from a Google Doc or Dropbox, because that's just not the experience I want my clients to have. I deliver premium products, so I deliver a premium experience. Think about the last time you paid good money for something and then received it in a way that felt thrown together. It didn't matter how good the content was. The presentation changed how you felt about the value. And your clients, they noticed the same thing. They just might not say anything about it. But the friction of navigating your leveraged program, that is part of the transformation you promised them. So if someone has to dig through a digital junk drawer just to find a lesson, the lesson already starts at a disadvantage. Your delivery platform is not a back-end office detail. It is part of your offer. Here's the thing about delivering a great program that most people didn't plan for. The clients who finish your program and disappear, they're not the ones who got the most out of it. The ones who stay, who refer people, who come back for more, those are the ones you stayed connected to. And that is the fifth job. So the fifth and last job your coaching business should be doing is staying connected. But understand, staying connected is a long game. And staying connected, this is the one most new coaching business owners, they push to the back burner. And here's why that's a problem. The people watching your content right now, they are all not ready to buy right now. Some of them need a few more videos. Some of them need a few more months. Some of them need to see you show up consistently before they start to believe that you are the real deal. And the thing about social media is that it's not designed to keep your audience connected between posts. The algorithm literally decides who sees what and when. Your email list, on the other hand, it doesn't have that problem. When you send an email, it goes directly to the inbox of every single one who signed up to receive it. There's no algorithm, there's no reach percentage. It's your email, you, and the people who said that they wanted to stay connected to you. Email is how you stay in front of people between your social media posts. And I've already talked about it, but just a reminder, Kit is my email platform. It has my lists, my automations, my follow-up sequences, all of it runs through Kit. The fact is, your social media following is rented. Your email list is owned. The women who have been on my email list for 3 or 4 months before they purchased are consistently some of the most committed people I work with, because by the time they bought anything, they already trusted me. And trust is built in the inbox, email by email, over time. And Zapier is what I use to tie everything together. When someone opts in, Zapier is the thing that puts them in the right place. When someone makes a purchase, Zapier fires the right onboarding sequence. When one platform needs to talk to the other, Zapier is the one having that conversation in the background, so I don't have to. And I don't believe that automation makes businesses cold. I believe automation is the way that you show up for your people, even when you're not there. And there it is. That is my full tech stack. 5 jobs, 16 tools, 1 business that runs without me doing everything manually. Now here's the thing that I told you I was going to say at the top of this video. Remember I said the thing that most tech stack videos won't tell you? I didn't just walk you through 16 different tools so you can go sign up for 16 different platforms tonight. Every single one of the tools that I described for my business, they exist because they need to support an offer. Without an offer, there's nothing to automate. Without an offer, there's nothing to deliver. There's nothing to send emails about, nothing to run a checkout for. The tools are the infrastructure, but your offer has to be the reason the infrastructure even exists. Y'all, I have watched women build the most beautiful tech stack and infrastructure. The website was perfect. Their emails were written and sequenced. Their course portal was branded and organized, and everything looked incredible. And then they launch to crickets. And it wasn't because the tools were wrong. It was because there was no real offer underneath any of it. No one could figure out exactly what it is that they were invited to buy. No one understood the specific problem that was being solved. And unfortunately, no checkout button in the world can fix that problem. You can't automate a decision that you haven't made. You can't write email sequences for an offer that you haven't built. And you can't run a checkout for something that doesn't have a price attached to a real result. The infrastructure comes after the offer. That is the order. And that's exactly why I created 2K in 2 hours. So if you're watching this and you don't have a real ready to sell offer yet, this is your next step. Not another tool, an offer. A 20-minute training and 2 hours of focused work. That's all it takes to go from, I don't know what to charge or how to package this, to having a complete sellable coaching offer. 2K in 2 hours doesn't just give you a rough idea that you'll come back to later or a vague concept that lives in your notes app. You'll leave this micro course with an offer, the structure, a price, and the words to sell it. Because here's what I know about some of the women watching this video. You're not stuck because you lack skill. You're stuck because nobody has ever handed you a proven structure and said, start here. And that's what 2K in 2 hours is. Because the offer you don't build this week is income you don't make next month. The link for 2K in 2 hours is in the description. Here's what I want to leave you with. The most expensive thing in your business isn't the subscription or the tools you pay for every month. The most expensive thing in your business is staying stuck. Every month you spend waiting to get ready is another month that someone else is getting paid for the skills that you're still giving away for free. And it isn't because they know more than you or because they're more prepared than you are. Other women are getting paid for the skills that you're giving away for free because they made the decision to start. Think about that word for a second. Decision. Not the word certification, not the word ready, not the word perfect. A decision. That is the only gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Okay, the link for my full tech stack is down in the description. And if you're ready to build the offer, that gives all of these tools I talked about in this video something real to work with. Go to my website at herincomeedit.com/2K. And if you're still watching this video thinking,
okay, I get the tools, but I don't know how to build an email list that turns my subscribers into buyers,
this video will get you on the right track. It goes deeper into the one email platform I use and the one I recommend to every new coach, and why the way you set it up from day one determines whether or not your list converts. I'll see you there.